girl Zen with another episode of Close One. Today, I am pretty happy I get to interview Steve, Young CEO and co-founder of appmasters.co. And he's joining us today to share effective tips and tricks on how to get inbound.
What else is there to say? I run a podcast and a YouTube channel through App Masters. Started making apps 2011, doing it on the side while working for a startup running growth. 2013, decided to really take this app business seriously and interview some of my heroes in the app space. So co-founder Shazam, Clear, Tweetbot. I really wanted to interview them and talk to them about how they built their business. Through that, built up an audience who then started coming to me for marketing help. And that was my background. But I didn't know anything back then. All I was trying to do was learn from these people. And so people were learning along with me. And all I was doing then was asking the right questions. And so 6 months after starting the podcast, I ended up leaving my startup job to pursue this full time in the beginning of 2014. So I've been doing this ever since. And I told Zen, like, everything, all our business is through inbound, through the podcast, and now definitely the YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I'm curious, how are you building your business?
I don't really have a plan. I should, but no, it's all through honestly, it's just through providing good content. Like in the first year, probably like 6 months, all I was doing was trying to learn from people. And now I stepped out from, I would say, like behind the camera in a way where I'm not just the interviewer. I'm now somebody who actually tries to share. And what happened was when I was interviewing all these people, I got associated with their knowledge. And so people are like, man, you talk to so many people, you must know a lot of stuff. And yes, ultimately you do know a lot of stuff just because you're talking to so many people. But back then I didn't feel like I knew that much. And now I see the benefits of having done that, because now it's not just like, if multiple people say the same thing, I'm like, oh, that's a trend. That must be working, right? And so I should pursue this. So it's not just like one person says it and I go off and do it. It's more like I'm talking to so many great founders that once I hear multiple times that something's working, then I start to do this. But I stay narrow in my lane in terms of what I execute on, and I don't try to execute so much. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing from a business standpoint. Maybe I can grow bigger if I try to do more and hire bigger people, but I have tried that and killed my cash flow. And so I'm kind of happy just staying in my lane and just being the hub of knowledge, so to speak.
How do you actually find these trends?
It's talking to a lot of people. So I do the podcast and I interview founders. I talk to a lot of founders. And since I'm sharing so much knowledge on the phone, so they're just one-on-one private calls. And since I'm talking to so many, they've probably seen my stuff and so they want to share with me. And so I'm like, oh, how do you do that? And I'm on a call and I'll be sharing some knowledge like, oh, Steve, by the way, I want to tell you this one trick. Don't tell anybody, but here's one thing that was worked for us, right? And then I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And so it's when you start sharing, people start sharing back with you because you want to, right? And so we always want to give and take. You're like, I've given so much, like it's the least I can do. So people will share it with me. And it's really like, it's not the amount of times, but it's who's saying it too. Right. And like, if you say something to me about sales, I'm like, oh, that's a great tip. Maybe that's all I need. Right. So it depends on the person that's coming from. And then if it's somebody like two people that I respect a lot, I'm like, whoa, okay, this must be a trend. Like, for example, Google UAC when it comes to mobile app installs. So I'm like, oh, I should pay attention to this a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Rule of reciprocation, right? But in the sales side, we're trying to teach salespeople to just give. Because obviously salespeople are very like, give me something. Schedule an appointment with me. So one of our biggest MOs is just give them something for free. Like keep giving these freemium models, free trial, free consultation, free intros, whatever it is. Just really build a giving culture.
One thing I got for you, Zen, there's these videos that I do on YouTube. They're called app audits. And I just sort of did it out of like a whim. And they're one of my best performing from a view standpoint videos. So one thing that you can start doing is maybe whoever your core audience is, going on their website and being like, look, this sales copy sucks. Like, here's what I really like about this sales copy. Here's what I don't like. Here's what they're doing right. Here's what they're doing wrong. I love this chat feature. And then start really breaking it down, because then it sort of brings insight to your audience about how Zen likes to think about sales. If like Zen knows really a lot about sales, then maybe close one is something that I can use too. So it's a simple thing. I thought it was so simple that I was like, this is dumb. Like nobody's going to watch this, but people are like, Steve, this is great. You got to do more. And I'm like, what? This is crazy. And so the spin was like, hey, you know, here's an app that's making $3 million a month. And I break it down. Like, here's what their app's doing well. Here's what's not. It's just me literally using the app and recording myself and recording my iPhone at the same time.
That's fun. That is such a good advice. And it's not just for me too. It's for all of those hackers and founders out there. Hello, family. Yeah.
They haven't said hi yet. They just
I know they haven't, but that's real raw footage, uncut, unedited. But that's how we want to keep things here at Close One. One day when we have more viewers, and not just our friends or family. Actually, our core audience is our friends and family. I think I mentioned this on our what's up, family? On our meeting the last time I met you last Thursday, and we just met.
I know.
Look at that, and we're already collaborating. I think YouTube is the future.
Yeah. I do think so too. And I think in the beginning when I started YouTube, it was just all like, I would never edit, I would just record, export, right? Like it would be done. And now like I've stepped up my game a little bit more, be like starting to do jump cuts and all these other L cuts. It's like all these things. And I'm like, what? This is crazy. But it's great because it just personalizes you. Now I see Zen, like I know who I'm getting in business with, and people want to do business with friends. So like one of the things I talked about was, hey, have a YouTube channel. And even if no one watches it, like put that YouTube video on your website, because people will come to your website, or put it into your email signature. Because the cool thing about Gmail is it's a part of YouTube, it's a part of Google. And so they'll have a little thumbnail, which people can then just click, right? One of my clients, she runs a great app and meditation studio called Unplug. And in her signature is this YouTube video that is like a sizzle reel for her. And she's been featured on Oprah, like Good Morning America, all these major publications. And that's what the video has. So like, even before I spoke to her, I was like, this lady's legit. Like I'm ready to talk to her. So there's just so many benefits of having video. And the fact that it's on YouTube, it becomes another play for search engine too.
You are amazing. And my phone goes off is going off on the left side.
You should pick it up. Let's record it.
Yeah. Oh, I just hung it up. That would have been so good. I think I should have, they're going to call back. We'll see. But yeah, you're right. So one of the cool lessons that you taught us in class, this is how we met Steve, by the way. He was teaching us how to growth hack, is sending a confirmation email that includes a video about yourself, so that during the 20-minute phone call that is confirmed, you can only purely talk about your clients. For me, I've tried it. It's only been a few days, and my conversion rate, people who have confirmed an appointment to actually showing up to an appointment, it has gone up, which is amazing. 2x. Yes. It's crazy. It works. If people know who they are going into business with, they'll feel a little bit less apprehensive to just, reschedule or not show up at all. Hey, family.
What's up, fam? Oh, there you go. We've got a wave. Oh my goodness.
Everybody's
the whole family is here.
Yeah. So there's a family in the cousins, and also Pearl.
Nice.
And that is actually, if you don't mind, can you share with us and just talk a little bit more about this particular strategy of sharing your achievements? I get so distracted. I'm like, I'm looking around. But sharing more about your achievements before the call, and how does that work? What do you use?
So, I mean, it's funny because now I'm doing another presentation tomorrow about this topic, but so the strategy that Zen said was all about, when I do a lot of client calls, like there's a lot of calls, a lot of potential client calls, just a lot of calls. And so the strategy I said was, hey, make yourself be like, turn the power on you. So you're the power person. Like if you think about a restaurant with a long line, you're like, I want to go to that restaurant. That must be good. And so what I do is I do calls. I used to do just once a day, but now I broke it up to half days, 2 days a week. And so people have more flexibility. So one morning and one afternoon. And then people can pick. So I send them a link, they schedule a call using schedule once. And then after they schedule that call, they're redirected to a page that says call confirmation. I said, hey, this next call, our call is going to be all about you. So here's a video about me. And it goes to that 2-minute spiel that I just gave you guys in the very beginning. But essentially, I got sick and tired of saying the same things for the first 2 minutes. Like, oh, tell me about you. Tell me about that. So like, I'm just going to, in the landing page, I say, I'm going to assume you've watched this. And if you don't want to watch this, here are the bullet points of things you should know about us, right? Pop, pop, pop. Here's my achievements, 28 Apple features. We've been known in the space for ASO. Here's what we've done, blah, blah, blah. And so I do that. And then in my email, when people contact us, to even before they schedule a call, I say, hey, we don't work with everyone that wants to work with us. So let's go on a call and let's see if we're a good fit for your needs. Now, obviously this is inbound, so I can say that. Maybe it's an outbound. Maybe you can tweak the messaging a little bit, but I think that puts me in the power position. They know that I'm not here to sell. So I'm like, hey, let's see if we're a good fit. And then here's a link to schedule a call. And here's a few case studies. So we've, last few months, we've got 7 Apple features, 28 in total. If you want to see more of our current case studies, you can check out our website, which they probably already saw anyways, but I just make that known. So all I'm doing is, one, the first paragraph is positioning me in the power position, knowing that I'm not trying to sell to you, which I'm really not, right? Like if once we get on a call, I'm genuine about it. It's not like it's this bait and switch. Second is the scheduling. And third is, here's the social proof about who I am. So you should book that call.
Yes. And you also have this page with all of your YouTube videos literally laid out on how to rank higher in ASO. And for those of you who don't know what ASO is, it's App Store optimization. It's essentially search engine optimization, but for Apple, Google, and Android. Does Android have, or is Android also Google? Yeah. Very cool. Thanks, Steve. You're amazing. This is impromptu, by the way. This is the first time we're hopping on a call together. Decided we're just going to go ahead and record it and share our wisdom with the rest of our audience and the family and friends.
Well, I loved your tip, Zen. I don't know if you shared in the past, but using text messaging. So, I started incorporating that too.
Yes. I use text messaging only after they have passed the beer test. Can I drink beer with this person? Have I already talked to them? Have I gone on, like, do we laugh at each other's jokes? Right?
That's it. It's that simple.
It's that simple. If they're not like driving with you, don't send them a text message. If they did not give you their phone number explicitly and their cell phone, don't send them a message. Don't take it from my signature and start messaging me until I actually give it to you and say, hey, just send me a text message. So there's best practices around this so that you're not saturating and spamming people. It's okay. Like everyone's used to spam on email, but when it comes to your phone and your personal space of SMS, I think that is a different ball game, which really we need to be mindful about that outreach, right?
Yeah.
So that is it for us today. I'm excited to continue this on a different episode. And if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, comment below. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button. And that is it for us. Thanks, guys. Peace.